That ain't supposed to do that. Bloody hell. Can you believe that? That's broke. Now, these axles, I'm going to have a think about this. These axles can be dismantled out of this left-hand side of the axle, of the rear end. You know, I call this the rear axle. This the rear axle. You know, the whole thing. I've got to get these nuts undone, so the safest way to do that is with it back down on the ground. Good nuts these are. They've got, you know, a good self-locking feature on them. I mean, I'm having to wind that off. They're, I think they're a British brand called Philidas. That's just gone loose now. I need to put my puller on there and bust the hubs loose. VP rear hub puller. Why won't it go on? Forgive me. There we go. Now if you've got one of these and you just go like that and the hub comes off, there's something wrong. You'll see why I'm saying that in a minute. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see what I've done there? I've put the axle stand to support the support spanner. This one here. Oh, there you go. That's how much oomph it takes. Clang. Yes. Sometimes when they've been on there years, it can take a lot more than that, I'll tell you. Right, let's try the other side, see what that feels like. I think that thread on the other side must have been slightly damaged. So that goes on and then back half a turn like that. And what I've done, I've put it so that the join is the join on the tool is horizontal, so you can see it better. Yeah, this one's coming together better than the other one did. That's why I had to hammer it a bit. Having that there helps because it takes all the flex out of it. Right, let's start winding this. Don't know if you can see this part of it back here. Oh, bloody hell. Jeez, that went, didn't it? Wow. Okay. Like I say, if you don't feel like you're going to break something when you're doing it, it wasn't tight enough. But this is an absolutely wonderful piece of kit. So it's like a clamshell that goes round, and it all fits in that little tubular thing. Now my problem is that this half shaft is wanting to come with the hub. There we go. No leaks at the cylinder. That's my problem, look. I wonder, I can't understand how I managed to come home yesterday, towed on a rope. Look at that wheel coming off. You know, coming out like that. Good luck, I guess. This is going to be a right ball ache, isn't it, to get all this changed. But all this has got to come off. This half, the axle's got to come off. This radius rod's got to come off. The spring's got to come off. I think I must need some of them, you know, them wheel retaining things that they have. Lesson learnt, eh? Okay, it's the next day, and it looks like I might be able to get a half shaft. So, in preparation for that, I'm going to basically dismantle the axle in situ in the truck. I haven't actually done this before, as usual, so I'm going to give it a go. I'm trying something new. I don't know if you can see it, but I've modified the microphone on my camera, my phone right there, so that it sticks through the flap to try and get rid of all that buffeting noise when I'm working. Right then, well, how do you go about this then? How do you go about this? Let's think about it. I need to support the frame, and I need to support the axle, and I need to put the spring spreader on. Get this shackle off there, that shackle. Let's give that a go. This is my homemade spring spreader. It's 1 inch or 25mm tube in heavy wall, 20mm threaded rod, a nut and washer, and one of those at each end. And I heated and hammered the rod into a sort of blunt chisel nose there. So let's see about getting that in place. Can't remember what I used this on last, so I don't know if it'll go anywhere near it. Okay, not far off. Let's try that. Oh, good guess, Mart. Okay, so that's the design flaw there, that the bar wants to rotate. Okay, let me take these nuts off then. It's hard to judge whether it's tight. Maybe I'll put a bit more tension on the spreader. Actually, no, that's moving there. Look, I can pull that off. See that? I can pull it by hand. Can you see that? Hope you can. See that? That's pulling off by hand. That means it's not overly tight, you know, on the outside or the inside, so the tension is approximately right. So I'll get a drift now and I'll drift this shackle out. I was just looking around to check that, like, the axle is supported, which it is on the jack, and the spring's not going to go anywhere because it's got the spring spreader. You know, you don't suddenly everything to just go bang, do you? There might be some tension on it. I'll make sure my fingers are not in the way. There, so there's a little bit of tension there, but not much. Getting them in's the game. There you go. There we go. Might as well put it together to... Now that looks spread apart, doesn't it? So obviously there was some tension on that thing. Having said that, I just squeezed it together by hand. I might try and just undo the brake pipe from the radius arm, undo the brake, and then see if there's enough flex in everything to get the back plate off the end of the shaft. Yeah, I might try that. If I can leave the brakes, oh, pardon me, if I can leave the brakes intact, you know, it saves having to bleed them. I bet the lighting's really crap, but hey, the important thing is to actually get the job done. Got to get these clamp nuts off now, all the way down the length of the radius arm. never took this one out. That's the amazing things about these, you know, what they call a dry state vehicle. You know, things just come undone, luckily. Now, I don't know, but I'm hoping maybe that will give me enough free movement. That's not right. Let's see if this will come off without too much bending. Okay, that's all right. I don't know if I've said it before, but I'm a bit of a messy worker because I don't know if anybody else can relate to this, but I don't actually, no, I'm not going to say I don't know what I'm doing. I kind of know what I'm doing, but I've never done it often enough to, you know, have it down pat. So I'm kind of making it up as I go along. So all of my mental capacity is taken up thinking about the job. I managed to get that thing off anyway, look. So this is free. This is free. There's no shock absorber. So I've got to go in there now, where it's not got very good light, and undo the bolts. But what I think I need to do is I've got to drain the axle. So I'm going to have to just regroup a little bit and reposition the axle stands and get the oil out of the axle. I might as well start undoing these, which are 9/16. Ooh dear, that don't look very nice, does it? Look at that. Can you see that? Not sure, never sure where I'm pointing with these cameras. It's pretty thick and horrible, isn't it? It ain't very warm today, but bloody hell. Anyway, hey ho. I'll put some fresh stuff in afterwards. Hopefully that's kind of pointing in the right direction. I put the socket on the wrong way around. Should we try that ratchet thing for a laugh? Hang on, let me get it fired up. The impact thing, I mean, not ratchet. That was the one that I'd already just started. How about that then? That's good, isn't it? Bloody hell, that's easier. There they are, they're all out. So that should knock apart now, that casing. Right, let's have a look. this is in the way now. Okay. There we go. There's that, look at that. Wow. Luminic. Okay, good. Don't know if you can see that, but that's my... Can you see that? Should I get another light? Hang on. I'm just using my drill as a light. There's my broken axle. So what does that tell us? Gnarly, isn't it? When I've got the hub off the other side, the whole guts of the axle, all the diff and everything can come out towards me. That's why I've done it from this side, so let's do that now. There we go. That's in nice condition as well. Okay. So we need to get this keyway out, then the whole shebang can go that way. There we go. And you can feel the diff trying to come out that end. Look, see, it's pulling in. You have to remember this is actually quite heavy. Oh. Surprisingly heavy. Look at that. Wow. So I need to get set up now with a table and dismantle this so I can get that shaft out of there. Right then. Well, let's see if that gun will do them. Look at that, fantastic, isn't it? You see other YouTubers using these and, you know, you think, oh, they're showing off, but they are good. Put them on the bumper, as you do. Well, that's good, isn't it? Because they're captive. You know, this one might fall through the gap. Yeah. I was going to say likewise that one. Yeah, that's come apart now. There we go. Oops. Okay, now blimey, I suppose I should have looked to see if there was a particular way around that goes. There might be some marks on there. So here's the shaft. There's the shaft. Broken. I wonder if there's any way of determining what caused that. Okay, hang on a minute. I'm going to take this in the light and see if you can see what I can see. Can you see that shaft has been welded? Somebody's welded that shaft together in the past. How about that? So this shaft, look, Ford, USA. I don't know if this camera can focus that close. This shaft, I'm guessing. Ooh, no, I am guessing, but there's only a couple of scenarios. There's two scenarios, isn't there? One, it broke before and somebody's welded it together. Or two, it's been shortened from a 42 to 48 shaft. And look at that, there's a hole. So that answers the question, why did that shaft break? The reason it broke is because it's been welded. Amazing, isn't it? You can't tell, can you, without looking? Okay, good. So I will carefully inspect the other shaft, but on first impressions I can't see any sign of a similar repair. So it looks to me like if I can locate one shaft, I should be able to do an effective repair on this and just reassemble it. Bish bosh, job done. So I'm going to leave that at that, because I have got something else I need to go and do today. And but I'm quite happy that the rest of the axle actually does look in good condition, and everything else looks in good condition, to be honest. So I'm relatively happy, and I'm also relatively happy that I've found what appears to be what they call the smoking gun, don't they? They call it the smoking gun. And the job wasn't too bad. So I'm going to leave that at that. So I'm probably looking a bit dishevelled. So thanks a lot, as usual, for popping in. Thanks for hanging it around and seeing what I'm doing, and you've been, you know, party to this little voyage of discovery. Thanks a lot then. Don't forget to, you know, the usual stuff, click like, etc. Thanks a lot then. Bye. Do you like the abrupt camera movement? You can tell I've got to go and do something else. Thanks a lot. Bye.